What is up, people, and welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while, so I am sorry about that. So if nobody knows, I'm Matt and we are building a Hayabusa powered space frame minivan. Now what we had to do, like, here's the van. I've actually got it hanging off the back. So we are stopped on the rear at the minute because we've run out of bar and I'm waiting for some to come in. But whilst it's up in the air, I can show you what's underneath the tank now. So this is the way I've designed this. So we have two bars that come out past the tank, swoop down to the floor of the chassis. Then this bar goes over. Then we've got one that comes up, over and down, which is off these 3mm brackets off the heel board area, because I couldn't mount anything direct to that because there's got to be some sort of heel board going behind there. And then we've got aluminium plate, and this is with the tab sticking out the back, pass through. So that's like a bung, fully threaded, and then the bottom of the tank box is just drilled to match the holes in there. And then these are the tabs for my diffuser. So let's get them on. We're a bit off topic on what this video is actually about. So this, yeah, is the diffuser. So now it's actually off the chassis table. Look, this is what we actually should be talking about, but we're not. If I put you on there, because I need to get this back on its wheels really before I can go any further with these steering arms, because we need to run some geometry tests. So if I put you here, yeah, you'll now be able to see me fit the diffuser. So the plan is, when it's on the floor, we just slide it in, hook it onto the 3 tabs, and then go. And that's it, it'll be on. So this is a bit rickety at the minute, rickety, because we've still got bars to put in. But that there then is, you can see how quick this will be to remove if access is needed, or loading on trailer or anything. You know what I mean? So that is why I took a bit of time to make it like that. There might also be some more of these, you know, I fitted these bonnet catchy things. I might put some here to pull this out. So there might be another one of these yet going on down here. Yeah, so you go click, and then that'll push up. So we get in there, but now it's off the table. You can see how we are a really nice fit all the way along, where the table was holding it up before. Yeah, and then all we've got to do is the floor is going to come, follow this tube to this. So the actual aluminium floor itself will be fitted to this section. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And it'll go across, and we'll get to that anyway. So this is what we're on about today. These are my steering arms. Now, if you remember when we made the steering arms for the minivan, if you go back to the videos of when we was designing all this front end, so as you may not know, I'll put the caliper on the back, where minis run the caliper on the front, the steering arm on the back. But I couldn't on this car because of where I put my diff. So I'm now running the caliper on the back, steering rack is underneath the front of the engine, because I'm running a dry sump. So I can get away with it. So I made these. They're like just a test piece to dial in. the bump steer. So then I gave this whole hub assembly to a friend of mine with the one of those on for this side. And he has painstakingly came up with this design. These are only 3D printed. That one's hollow. These are solid plastic. So these technically can go on the car and we can try bump steer and roll it around, and this will not break because I'm told this is some serious plastic. So the way he's designed it is that this point here is exactly where it needs to be in relation to these holes here, which is what I wanted, basically. You get me? So we've got we've got a gap here, which is right. We are also utilising the top 2 bolt holes. He did put the third one in because CAD hubs run a third one. So what we've got to do is, these are actually studs. I don't know if I'll be able to get, yeah, show you. So that's an M10. That's a 3H UNF dowel. Normally on a Mini, that dowel is separate because the dowel locates in the hub and the arm. So we are going to make our own ones of these, where I think it will just be a bolt with that thread with a built-in shoulder. So it will push in and locate this top section perfectly. Now, whilst I am testing these, and we're going to test bump steer, he is doing stress analysis. Is it FEA? Something FSA, something like stress analysis. Got to be SA, hasn't he? Fracture stress analysis, something stupid like that. Anyway, he's doing all that for me whilst I'm testing these on the car. So we have the arm. Now this top section here is at 5 degrees because the Mini hubs, this top land here sits at 5 degrees. So this has got to go on there. The point of this is to stop flex that way, because these lugs on the hub for the calipers are only designed for shear that way, not that way. So we've had to overcome some of the torque by using this top section. And this section here fits direct against the hub. So basically, let's chuck one on the car. I think it's this one. Well, yeah, it's the opposite one to that. So what we're going to do is throw this one on this hub. I started taking this hub apart whilst you weren't looking. So if I put you back on here, put you here, take you up, and if I zoom in, there we go. So to get this on correctly, these studs need to come out. But I haven't yet taken these ones out and they're Loctited in. So what we're going to do for now, is that the right one? Yeah. Is I am literally going to put that over there and massage it down. Yeah. And then get it to go over those 2 dowels. Because it's plastic, I should be able to, you know, get it to go over. There we go. So now that's over the dowels, yeah. And we are, see how we are really tight up against the hub? The shape is perfect. Bolt holes perfect. So this land here, with the bolt coming that way, is going to stop it twisting. Sorry, it's going to stop it twisting that way, because he's trying to push up against the hub. At the same time, he's trying to pull this that way, but it can't because it's held back. And this is also going to help that motion because it can't pull. Do you understand? Yes, this is low, but we are still within the confines of this bolt hole. So I'm hoping his stress analysis will come back exactly where we need it to be, which is good. So now we've got to put some bolts in. Hopefully, no, I should have checked this shoulder. Yeah, we didn't need that. Yeah, so these bolts that I had, the shoulder is the same width as the shoulder on there. So these, I'll put a washer on. Don't want to damage our plastics, do we? Now, there's a couple of options for these. We can either try and make them ourselves on my mill. Now, I have actually ordered, and it has come, a 3-way DRO for the lathe, for the mill. It's the same DRO I've got on the lathe. So, technically, we could make them ourselves. But I have outsourced and trying to get a couple of prices to get these done on a 5-axis, all in one. So they'll come back machined and hard anodized. Just depends on the price. So I think we could make these ourselves, but it would be nice for somebody to have it on file. So if I ever run a front mounted radar, a front mounted rack again on CAD hubs, I've got the file, and I've also got the company that can just print them off if you get me. Don't want to go too hard. Look at that, people. Look at that. And then we've got these, but I'm not going to put these all the way down, but they will go. We'll have proper nice fitting bolts in there with the dowels that fit perfectly. And I won't make these until we've got the final part, so I can make the dowel fit the hub and this spot on. Do you know what I mean? Because we could have a slightly bigger hole in here than the one in the hub, so we can have a step in the dowel if we need it. So now we need to get this in there. So we need some misalignment spacers. So we've designed this. So we have, oh no, I'm not going to get the bolt under there, am I? I might just put it through the top for now. The bolt will come up through the bottom. Yeah? But for now, it's just going to have to go through the top. Yeah. Talk about tolerances, come on. The chap who's done these for me works off incredible tolerances, so it's that blooming close. I struggle to get that in there, I think. It's going in. But putting an upside freaking down, or donkey. I think we need a bit more tolerance in there. Thank you, Mr. Cadman of mine. Then again, I suppose it could have been down to the print and the heat and temperature. There we go. So yeah, that will be up the other way. Yeah, and then it'll probably have, it'll probably be a locking nut of some sort and lock wire to stop it dropping down. That's it. So that is what our steering arm is going to look like. Nice and strong, really nice fitting. All down to my buddy Elliot, who has knocked it out of the park for me. So what we need to do, ideally, is drop this shock out the way and run it up and down and see what it looks like just visually on bump steer. I would like it to be very close. I also want to get these shocks off and try and make some something a bit better than what I'm using at the moment. Something a bit more, you know. This is a bit of rush together to get this in. But we'll see. Yeah. So the car is actually resting on the shock. Do something to put under there. What is that over there? I haven't recorded anything for a while, can't you? There is what looks to be a little bit of bump, but that's nothing we can't sort out. It's bumping in. So this ball joint, this rod, this joint needs to go down slightly. But it's nothing we can't sort out. It's only a little bit. And as it's only a little bit, then we can sort it out, can't we? Yeah? To be honest, the tracking's out of touch as well. But I don't think that is that bad, considering what we're working with. You reckon? So I mean, it's barely nothing. It's hard because it's not. Let me try and about there. See, you can barely make it out. So all I'll do, see what I mean? When I'm coming to fit these, I've got all this so I can shift off here. Do you know what I mean? I can make these as much as I want, because we're never going to max out. Yeah? So anyway, yeah, that's that. So that is done now. I've got to put the other one on, and all the hub, because it's over here. I've knocked up the other disc so we can get the other disc on. And we can get it back off, get it on the floor, so we can just do a few more tests. Yeah? But what do you reckon? Do you like my steering arms? If we can just get them made CNC where it's not going to cost me the earth, that's, you know, the thing. Do you know what I mean? But considering we've gone from that to that, yeah, I don't think we did too bad of a job. You reckon? I did have the other one in here, but I think it's actually still in the boot of the car. Right, so this side's back together now, all on with the thick arm, not the thin arm. And this one's set, you know, virtually tracking with the end of the table. If I lift it, you think this car will only ever have like an inch of travel, really. So hang on, if I get all the way around here, the tripod, and then all the way back around the other side. There we go. In you come. So this car probably is only going to have that much travel. Yeah, probably that's compression. Do you know what I mean? So maybe overall inch and a half. So if we go up there, that is dramatic. You get me? If we look down at this one, you know, it's barely, the bump is barely noticeable. You know, it's virtually nothing. So I am really happy with how they have come out, considering he was working off something I welded together. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you that side. The way that bump is, I'm not even going to do a bump check on the car, because I know that he's within half a degree, if that. And we have got more pressing things to carry on with, to something that really doesn't need addressing. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to get the shocks back on it. Then we've got to get it off the table so we can start doing some other bits. But for now, that is my steering arms, and I hope you can see why and how I've come up with the design that I have for them. Do you know what I mean? We were very space limited with these, and the way that my mates made them fit like a glove is really good. So all he's doing now is he's doing the FSA or whatever it is, the analysis. Then he's got to make small tweaks to the program to make it easier to CNC, or for us to make them ourselves. Because as I said, I have brought the DRO for the milling machine, so we have got to drag the milling machine out, because that's going to be a video in itself, fitting that, and we need to work out how we're going to fit the auto feed for the x-axis. Yeah, but I haven't been doing much recently. There's a few bits been going on, but I haven't really recorded because I haven't been in the mood. So yeah, I hope you all like my steering arms. A big shout out to Elliot for knocking these out for me. And I'll call you back when we go back on the floor. But for now, I'm going to finish drinking my Guinness, and I'm going to let you go. So thanks for watching, people, and I will catch you in the next one. See you later.